Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and this is Four Color Humans, Jerry Thompson's special. This is Bloodbraid Elf and Collected Company in the Human Shell. No Kitesail Freebooters, no Ether Vials. What this deck has is slightly less disruption in the main deck, but way more late game power. It doesn't have those bad top decks of Freebooters that don't do anything, that are just 1/2s of Ether Vials that do nothing at all. What it has is Collected Company and Bloodbraid Elf to just go over the top of any deck in the format. I love it. I love what he did with this deck, really changing the archetype. And that's what I want to show off here. I did well with it in Team Modern Super League. Got me a win. I almost beat Reed Duke with it. Not quite, but it was close. It was close. But yeah, so I wanted to go ahead and demonstrate the power of the deck today. And it still does stuff like this. Champion of the Parish into Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Pretty good. Both tax our opponent and get in there for quite a bit of damage. And by the way, we're going to have a turn 3 Mantis Rider on top of that. Kind of the dream here, especially on the mulligan. See what our opponent's up to over there. They're going down to 16 off Temple Garden and Plains, huh? Uh-oh, Lotus Cobra. Well, that's pretty good. Certainly means their next turn might be something impressive. All right, so I can play this Horizon Canopy. I may as well just play this. All right, red, blue, white. Let's do it. Mantis Rider, get in there. The old 1, 2, 3 out of the humans deck that is just absurdly powerful. We're going to crash in on turn 3 for 8 damage while also messing up our opponent with Thalia, in theory. So let's see what they can do. The Lotus Cobra is obviously extremely powerful, and they do have the fetch land here, so they're going to have access to 5 mana. But what can they do with it? We have lethal on the table next turn. Gonna need some removal to start things off, I think. That or somehow go over the top of us. You know, something like Thragtusk, I guess, would be pretty good. No idea what our opponent's playing. I have no idea if Thragtusk's in the deck. I mean, I would assume not. Alright, here we go. Oh. I see. They're not messing around. Oh, this is not good. Okay, we could just be dead. They don't have blue mana. We're not dead here. They're obviously playing Felidar. They're playing cat combo. It's Copycat. Oh, man. All right. So our opponent's playing Copycat combo. We force a block. Gosh, we don't even force a block here. Oh, this is not good. Okay, well, I think we have to crack this Horizon Canopy. All right, well, that's not going to do it, so we might just be dead. Wow, our hand was so good, but if they have lands, the Healy Ride will kill us. And because I don't even have a human, all I can do is attack with his Mantis Rider. That's not a really good place to be. I mean, he'll get in there. I guess it kind of, I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. It puts them down to 4, and we still have lethal in the air next turn. So maybe it doesn't change too much, but it's not ideal. I certainly would have liked to force a block there. We probably just dead here. Would have liked to force a block with the Lotus Cobra. That looks like it's a Healy Rye. Oh my gosh, we're actually dead. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, we just get slow rolled. Okay. Well, in case you don't know, what this does is Saheeli Rai minus create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature, except it has haste, takes off the incept. Felidar Guardian just blinks a permanent, like Saheeli Rai, which then blinks Felidar Guardian, which blinks Saheeli Rai. And at the end of it, we get attacked by 1,000,000, 1/4 Felidar Guardians, and the kitties kill us. That was insane, actually. I'm amazed our hand lost. That said, let's change things here. Let's change it up. I guess we want the Unified Wills. Selfless Spirit doesn't seem too key here. Cut a Mana Dork. Reflector Mage is certainly fine. Cut a Bloodbraid. I'll cut a Reflector Mage, I guess. We'll see how this works. I mean, this is the one thing with this deck. We have less interaction. You know, Kitesail Freebooter, by the way, would have been pretty good there. But you just, you know, it's a trade-off, of course. This Bant Saheeli Right X be pretty real, to be honest. It's actually pretty good. I mean, as you can see, our hand was nuts, and we still died on turn 4. Your Reflector Mage is good against the Lotus Cobra plan. So is a Staticaster for what it's worth. Is there a way to get this in there? Let's try this. I think, and I don't know how, I know what the deck we're playing against is, but I don't necessarily know what they have, right? I don't know if they have, Wrath spells or something in the sideboard. Well, this hand's a keep. Pretty reasonable hand on our part. We had a great hand last time, though, and it wasn't enough. Our opponent's mulliganing here, so they're going to do us a favor at least. But I get to go Hierarch into Champion plus Thalia into Bloodbraid Elf, so this hand's pretty good. I didn't shock this breeding pool into play here. For what it's worth, so the way this works out, right? We lose a trigger on the Champion of the Parish this way by leading with the Hierarch. However, we make up for it by being able to play 2 spells on turn 2 instead of 1. Well, yeah, I guess we could have done it anyways because we drew this, but still, you get the idea. What this does is, we don't get to attack for 2 on this turn, but instead we get to attack for 5 or whatever next turn, and it's just better to give yourself options. Also, if our opponent had gone a Mana Dork and we had drawn a Reflector Mage, I might have wanted to Reflector Mage it there. Our hand's going to do a lot of damage, though. Bloodbraid Elf coming down next turn. Plus, obviously, whatever we cascade into is going to be pretty good. And there's the Cobra. All right, well, let's hope we don't die. All right, let's spin the wheel. The thing about Cobra is it actually works... Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Cobra actually works pretty well with the Felidar Guardian, because Felidar Guardian blinking the land gives you more mana for the Cobra. So it actually allows you more turns where you can play both the Guardian and the Felidar and the Saheeli Ryan the same turn and win that way. That said, this is not great for our opponent. We deal a lot of damage this time around. Put him to 9. We clearly have lethal next turn. I don't think they can kill us. I mean, they can go up to 5 mana with the fetch. They go down to 1 with the Felidar Guardian. Felidar Guardian blinks a... Oh, wow, we could be dead. Or Felidar Guardian might blink a non-land. I'd have to read it. It might be non-land permanent. So everything I said may or may not be true. Let's look it up real quick. Let's find out. I'll look it up. Let's find out while our opponent fetches. No, it's another permanent. Yeah, so it actually does work that way. I was right. So could we be dead? They have 5 mana. They go down to 1 to play Felidar Guardian. They blink the land. That gives them 1 more land in play, but the landfall trigger gives it 3 mana. And then they play Saheeli Ryan kill us? Nope, all right. Fair enough. Just the Thragtusk. Thragtusk's pretty good. And for what it's worth, we actually don't have a ton going on. I think I'm still supposed to attack for everything. Given that we don't have anything in hand. What happens if I attack with a team here? It would be 8, 11, 13, 14. It is lethal. I think maybe I don't, though. Maybe I just come in with these that have favorable combat. If our opponent had the kill, they would have killed us. So, You know, they could blink the Thragtusk with Felidar Guardian. That's pretty good, too. It's an extra 5 life plus a Beast token. You know, we may need more gas still to win this game. And we get a fetch, so it's at least one less bad draw on our deck. Actually, I don't even know if we have anything to fetch for. So we have the Stomping Ground, the Breeding Pool, the Plains, and the Forest. Breeding Pool, Forest, Plain, Stomping. All right, we can get the Sacred Foundry at least. All right, let's see if we die, though. I may have to play this Copycat deck. It seems pretty legitimate, actually. Our opponent wants to do something with the mana. All right, what will it be? Taking their time with the Flooded Strand. Hopefully we're not just dead. I assume they would just be tearing through it if we were dead. Thalia, the line I talked about with Felidar Guardian plus Low Cover killing us, that's the thing the deck can do. Obviously our Thalia breaks that up. It leaves them 1 mana short of doing it. Which, hey, maybe it means they're going to do it this turn. Opponent's certainly in the tank on this fetch land, though, which I can't assume that's good for us. Probably pretty bad for us, to be honest. That or, you know, they're just, it's Magic Online. They could just be getting a drink. They could be in the bathroom. Somebody could ring the doorbell. I mean, probably not. It's pretty late when I'm recording this video, but, you know, that is, you never know with Magic Online. Maybe their pizza got here. Maybe it's a late night pizza. All right, looks like our opponent is... They have found their land. Let's see what they do here with this Lotus Cobra. They might just be killing us. Certainly hope not. And, you know, hopefully we find some gas here. We have a lot of good draws, that's for sure. There's the cat. That's not a good sign. Okay, they're blinking Thragtusk. Good, we're not just dead. I mean, I say good. Blinking Thragtusk is pretty good against us. That said, we have Bloodbraid Elves on deck, we have Collected Companies, we have Mantis Riders, we have Thalia's Lieutenant, we have a lot of good draws. A lot of value from our opponent over there, but if we can just not whiff on our draw step here, and there's not that many blanks. I mean, there's only, I think, the 21 lands in the deck, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them accounted for, so let's see what we can do. Oh, Oath of Nissa. That's a pretty sweet one, actually. That will dig for the Saheeli Rai or for the creatures. All right, can you believe we can get Planeswalkers, right? Yeah, creature or Planes. Oh, they whiffed on it, though. Wow, that's not great for them. Yeah, it's creature or Planeswalker. Can get all of it. Here we go. Ooh, Path to Exile is pretty good. That's very good. All right. This kind of makes me want to swing with everything. I'm not going to swing with everything. I'm going to swing with these, though. If our opponent goes Beast, we'll trade. If they put the Felidar Guardian, or they put the Thragtusk on the Champion of the Parish, yeah, I'll just have to path the Thragtusk there. But, you know, if I were to just path it now, then they get the extra Beast to have favorable blocks anyway. So they might go for something cheeky here and do something else, in which case we can blow them out with path. Say they throw, you know, Beast and Thragtusk on the Champion or something. See, this is very interesting. Instead, they don't do any of that. And we get to eat their snake, trade with the Beast, and now we actually have the Path to Exile to stop them from comboing. That's why I waited there, because you know, we maintained our options for as long as possible. It didn't change much. Now our opponent might just go for the kill, and we get to punish them. Well, that said, I don't know why they wouldn't have just killed us last turn, but hey, it's going to work out. All right, so we'll wait for this to target, and then we'll path to exile the Felidar Guardian. Fortunate draw by us, but I think our opponent had the kill last turn. I could be wrong. I think they did, though. This is still pretty good minusing on Thragtusk, by the way. So we do need to care about this a little bit. That said, we actually just have lethal, so it doesn't matter. We just get to kill them, regardless of what we draw. So they have to block here, and then they take lethal. Okay, well, that was pretty close. I mean, we obviously had a rip there. All right, looks like we did it. That was stressful. It was stressful. All right, on to game 3. It's been a good one so far. Another Bloodbraid in here. I mean, I guess that's it. Like, is Tracker good? Staticaster is worse on the draw. I mean, it's still good, but it's worse on the draw, and so is Unified Will. And the problem with this is this is the strategy that wants, this is the configuration that wants to grind them out of the game. But it is a strategy that is not necessarily greatly set up to deal with them comboing us. So, I don't know. We'll see here. The good news is they seem to have limited interaction as well. So if we can just draw Meddling Mage and name Thalia Guardian or Saheeli Rai, that would work as well. Oh, I'm keeping this. This hand is great. Whew. This is why you play this deck for hands like this. I say that. I mean, I said the exact same thing in game 1, and we did not win. But here we get to go Hierarch into Champion of the Parish plus Thalia's Lieutenant. Plus we have Reflector Mage. So unless they were to one-shot kill us, which seems unlikely, we'll also have the path to exile to break it up later. So this is pretty good here. Worse when our opponent has this Bird's Paradise, but still good. Here's Meddling Mage. All right, that's a nice draw also. All right, let's run out the Noble Hierarch. We do need to draw a land. We are pretty desperately going to want a 3rd land on turn 3. What is this? Is this the Saheeli Rai? Uh-oh. We lost. We lost the game. Oh, that's bad. I have to path this stupid thing. And I'm just going to do it now so I can play my Champion of the Parish. At least we draw our land, I guess. This sucks, but we can't play the game without doing this. Or maybe we can. I mean, maybe we can. I could play Meddling Mage here and name Saheeli Rai. The problem is Saheeli Rai or Felidar Guardian both beat, like they can both combine to kill the Meddling Mage. So naming one or the other isn't necessarily great. After that, we could Reflector Mage it, then play Champion and Thalia's Lieutenant in ways that they don't get killed by it. I guess that's what I'm going to do. They have to have... I'm going to name Saheeli Rai. I mean, they play both, but Saheeli Rai is the one that's a bigger deal if left unchecked. I mean, we're still in a lot of trouble if they have Felidar Guardian here. Because they can Staticast or copy, blink the Staticast, since that's haste, they can finish off the Meddling Mage. So we'll see. Coiling Oracle is not that, though, so this is good for us. Coiling Oracle is a sweet one as well. Court of Calling, huh? Well, that's pretty good. All right, well, now we can Reflector Mage the Staticaster back to their hand. And then the turn after that, when they can't play it, we can Champion the Parish plus Thalia's Lieutenant. So we're hanging around, I would say. Our opponent still gets to do stuff. I mean, this is not great for us. They have a lot of mana. That's going to be a very, very good Court of Calling. But if they can't play Saheeli Rai, it might not matter. Second Reflector Mage, actually pretty good. Pretty happy with that, I think. I think I have to fetch this because it sucks to deal ourselves all this damage, but we just have to have we have to be able to play what we draw. All right, let's see if they ping our Meddling Mage in response. If they do, we can't attack. If they don't and just F6 or whatever through it, then we get to attack. All right, we do not get to attack. Good for them. All right, well, I would really like to draw land next turn, because if we can go Champion of the Parish plus Thalia's Lieutenant plus hold up Path, given that we know they have Court in hand, that's actually a good situation for us. There's a Cobra. Wow, I wish, man, I didn't see the Coiling Oracle, so I don't even think we saw the Birds of Paradise before, and I don't know the deck list well enough to know if they were there or not. Sure wish we had had those Static Casters in our deck. They have access to 4 mana here. Are they courting? Oh, they do have that. Okay. Yeah, blink your Coiling Oracle. That's some good value. I love this deck. I like our opponent's deck a lot. Bird's Paradise, huh? Well, we can't get comboed at least. We draw a land here. That would be ideal. We did not. Well, I mean, they can't cast a Helirise, so I guess our plan is still what our plan is. We can Reflector Mage the Static Caster again next turn. Unfortunately, our Thalia's Lieutenant is going to bite the dust here when they get to play it. And I don't get to attack. Yeah, this isn't great. Not great for us. Our opponent has just so much value. This is the thing is, we sought the combo. Meddling Mage means we're not getting comboed right now, but I say that. We're actually probably just dead to this Quarter Calling. Maybe I just killed myself by not keeping up Path. I think it's, I mean, is it Kiki? Oh god, I bet. Do they just play Kiki Jiki? Oh, we just died. I don't know the deck list. I didn't know. They got us. Good games. I mean, we just played Thalia's Lieutenant there. And we could have just played Thalia's Lieutenant, kept up Path. And then if they go for it, we get a Path the Kiki Jiki when they go to target it. Yeah, and they would have tapped out for it, and yeah. That's what happens when you don't know the deck list. I mean, I guess it's not a stretch to imagine that there's Kiki, but until it happened, I didn't think about it. Maybe I could have worked through that a little better. If I just play Thalia's Lieutenant there, though, then on their turn, they just do nothing. Right? They just do nothing. They just pass the turn back. My mana's wasted anyways. Then on our turn, I would inevitably go to cast the Champion of the Parish, at which point, I mean, they get to play the waiting game. I mean, they just cord whenever they want. I mean, they corded our Incept to go for the kill. So I would have had to have played around that the entire game. And the problem with doing that is that they just get to continue to play all the value if they want, because they can just Static Caster and tear apart our stuff, which we are just playing out one at a time to try to not die. And then I think we lose the game to just the value engine at that point. I don't know, though. I don't know. I mean, that taking that line meant that this Champion of the Parish would be in our hand. We'd have a 1/1 Thalia's Lieutenant in play. We were just so far behind on board if we take that line. That said, we knew they had cord, so if I thought through Kiki, maybe we could have got there. But then again, I mean, I didn't know if they were boarding in Supreme Verdicts. Like, I didn't know how this deck worked. We saw Lotus Cobras, but I didn't see Birds of Paradise. I didn't see Quarter Columns. I didn't see Quillian Oracles. I had no idea. And that's this deck. I know it exists, but I wasn't sure where the latest lists were at. It's not a control deck. It's more like a Kiki Chord deck that happens to have Saheeli Rai in it, and those are very different things. So lesson learned. I mean, this is why you play matches. This is why I record videos. When I go to a tournament now or play this the next time online, I will know what to expect. So there you go. Hopefully you learned as much as I did from this match. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Mighty Modern.